And I'm but welcome to BAM Theories, where we're gonna talk about Winter Soldier, Falcon Winter Soldier. That's the name. Getting the name more mixed up there. I'm Bren.
I'm Ant.
I'm Mike.
I got nothing. I'm trying to think of something funny to say for this one. I got nothing funny. It's
Face is funny.
let's just have a staring contest. That's what they do in the show a lot. My God, I got super bags. I think Jack is gonna win.
Got you. He's got you.
I blinked like 10 times already. Yes, so this is going to be our weekly roundup for the Falcon and Winter Soldier show on Disney Plus. Second episode aired today. So this is going to be, I guess, a two-parter. We'll be covering the first and second episode, some spoiler talk, and, thoughts and opinions, all that jazz. If you like it, hate it, love it, blah, 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 blah. So I'm going to toss it to Anthony for his opinion first.
I liked it.
There we go.
No.
Easiest one. Easiest one.
No, it was good. The first episode, it took its time, to get each story, what's happening since Falcon came back and Winter Soldier's in therapy. But it was good. And it was interesting to see more of like the family aspect of Sam Wilson, of his sister and the struggles and all that.
Yeah,
the backstory's nice.
I'm loving just fleshing out the characters, explaining a little bit, giving us a bigger picture of what happened, during and after the blip. And yeah, it's a lot of character building. I had an awesome action sequence in the first episode with Sam just going all Falcon, and that was pretty dope.
It seems like they're gonna do that at least once an episode or one and a half an episode, money. Yeah. But because even in a second episode too, they had a big action scene and then everything else is story. So
yeah.
And
I like when they do
but
it.
even the story is compelling too, because now you're like, this fucking guy.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of world building. It's setting up the Marvel universe as a whole. What's going on, on Earth at this current point. We get the idea that now we know that there's this particular group who favors the time, that 5-year span with what happened with the blip. And they were trying to return the world to that. The Flagsmashers, it's interesting in the comics, it was a character called the Flagsmasher, who was the Captain America villain. And they kind of changed that, character into a whole organization for the show. And I'm loving how, it's showing the struggles. The audacity of that guy at the bank asking Sam, like, I don't see income here for the last 5 years. Like, bitch, I didn't exist. Like, yeah. I can't have a job if I don't exist. Like,
yeah.
That kind of bothers me, because you people, everybody knows the Avengers did all this for the world, right? Everything for everybody. But this little bank can't keep this guy alone. Like, you can't give this guy a loan. Like, you're looking at an Avenger. This guy just saved the world here. You're asking to be here. If you can't give this guy who helped out a loan. Like, I mean, that's real life. Granted.
Yeah, it's very grounded. It makes you realize, look at Sam, and you realize two things. Like, damn, I guess Tony Stark wasn't paying anyone anything. Like he was treating them like interns. And two, it kind of shows you that, doesn't matter, if you're a superhero or not, Sam's just a regular person at the end of the day. Same thing with Bucky, court mandated therapy sessions. He's trying to work through his problems.
Got arrested. Who got arrested in the middle?
Yeah, moving over to the second episode, he gets arrested, which is
in the middle of the ghetto. White man. A white man.
It's funny. Like, me and my wife were watching it, and she noted that when the cops showed up and the way they were talking to Sam and everything, as a black man, she was like Disney's taking a very different approach on this. They're tackling everyday problems
Diversity,
that we have in a lot of our communities, and it's cool that they're recognizing that, which was like an overall theme with Sam taking over the mantle of Captain America was, the idea of America's not ready for the idea of a black Captain America, which is not the first time they touched up on that subject, which is, it's cool to see that it's very relatable.
Yeah.
To see that, certain people are being overlooked, for this honor of being this character. and it's cool that they're going to be tackling that head on. You know, we knew about that going into the series, but now seeing it and how they're handling it, it's, you know, it's nice to see that, you know,
Mhm.
just to be incorporated into the story.
I like that too, but I just thought it was funny within that place. Speaking of that area, I like the Falcon scenes. I'll be honest with you, because they got to really put his wings out there, because this guy's not. That's his thing, you know. Like, and then him going,
This guy's
whether
doing
it's,
puns over here.
you know what I mean, whether it's in a helicopter or it's just on top of a truck, they need to bring out the wings, because this is just part of his fighting style. You know what I mean? It's part of him. He's not just like some kick-ass guy who just fights. He uses these wings. These
Well,
things are.
it's very cool. Like his fighting style, you know, he's not a super soldier, but he has a particular fighting style that's unique to him. You know, these wings are being used as shields at some point, and
Mhm.
he's really like owning this, you know, his character, which is cool. I'm excited to see, you know, how this progresses. Are you guys excited for this new Captain America though?
No, he's a dick. He's the new Hayward. He's a dick.
Yo,
I
that's
don't
gonna be
know.
interesting. He's gonna be interesting. He's definitely an interesting character.
I mean,
He's
he seemed
definitely
like he
trying to be.
trained, but no.
It's a little too quick. I feel like he's training and he's throwing around the shield a little too quick already. I mean, who knows how? But because they just gave up that shield, then they're acting like this guy's had this shield for months already. You know, and I feel like he just gave this thing up like a week ago, and he's acting like he's had this thing in month training. Like, and I can't see you using something else unless they have a second shield, because this is a particular shield that moves a particular way because of the weight and everything. So this guy using it like he's been using it for his whole life, like he's Cap, is a little too not convincing, even though he's doing pretty well.
It's
But
funny, like you can see between Sam and Bucky every time like this dude is mentioned or when they see him that they're just like
they're
gritting their
cringing,
teeth.
especially
Yeah,
Bucky,
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
Bucky, bro.
Did you peep that
Bucky's
scene where he
pissed.
caught the shield and he had to like he didn't hand it back, but U.S. agent. I don't want to call him Cap. That's U.S. agent.
He just took it basically.
He
He just
took
like
it,
walked by, just grabbed it.
and it's like,
Right?
yo, like. But Sam said it right. There's a particular weight that goes with that shield. Like holding that shield, that's an icon right there. And to
Yeah,
see someone else, and just the disrespect of Sam donating that shield. It's supposed to go to the Smithsonian, and the idea was it's going to be a piece of history. They're over here praising him like you did the right thing, you know, and just like a pure dickheaded move just to say, hey, we're going to give this to the other guy, you know. Not even
Yeah.
going to
yeah.
consider you. We're just going to give it to the other guy.
That was the plan, though. The plan was probably give it to this guy. If he was going to say, I'm going to take up the mantle, they're probably going to do the same thing for him. I mean, I don't know if it would be as elaborated because of course,
Fix this in
of situation, but I think they would have done something similar for him. You know, if he was, you know, to take up the mantle, but he doesn't take it up right now, obviously. But this new guy, this new U.S. Yeah, U.S. I'm gonna call him U.S. agent too, because this new cat, he looks interesting, but you need that. They need to amp him up real soon. Otherwise, anything he's doing doesn't look realistic. To me, it's not realistic what he's doing.
He eventually becomes bad, right? Or becomes good, or is like starting off as a dick, but then gets better. What is it?
No, well, all right. So the comics he's portrayed as he starts out as Captain America, but they eventually give him the name of U.S. Agent because he's a more brutal version of Captain America. He's kind of sadistic, you know. Whereas Captain America wasn't as quick to kill or even kill in the comics. John Walker was like, "Nah, I'm gonna straight up murder you." Like he doesn't care. So they kind of shift gears and they give him the name of U.S. Agent,
And he
and I
used the
think that's
gun
what's
pretty
gonna
quick
happen.
too.
Yeah. Which, like, listen,
The soldier, bro. That's a soldier, though.
he's
And
a
I don't think
soldier. Like,
Cap hasn't used the gun right since like the first movie.
nah, no. He's just been straight shield, and you know, pure like fisticuffs. But I'm not gonna knock them for killing people because, like, we've seen Iron Man kill people.
Oh,
Yeah.
but that's a different
Just
character. You know what I mean? You
blowing
got,
I
shit
know.
up everywhere.
you know what I
He's
mean? But
blown up
that's
tanks. He's done his unit being like through characters, you know.
But
it's
that's a different.
they're
But that's
they're
a
a lot
different
more
mantle.
liberal in the MCU about killing.
But that's a
Um,
different. But that's a whole different character, though. I mean, the difference between Iron Man and Cap. Cap was supposed to be the ideal guy. You know what I mean? Like he was supposed to be the role model.
no,
He's
but
not killing anybody. You know what I
nah,
mean?
like in the movies, you've seen Cap kill people.
A few, but not when he wanted to.
But
Like
yeah,
yeah,
but what I'm saying is like you're probably gonna see John Walker like he's gonna mirror something akin to like Winter Soldier, more like an assassin at some points where there may be points where killing's not necessary, but he may end up doing it. That's if if they write him to be similar to the comic version.
he gets the
Um,
serum, right? He gets the serum, right? They give him the serum eventually.
he might get the serum. I think it's pretty obvious
But
what they
is it?
were transporting in the show. It took my dumb ass took me a second to realize like, oh, that's not a vaccine. They're transporting the soldier serum. You know
Where they
that
get it from, who made it.
That's what they got to
well
go into.
the homegirl got a very amusing text from someone saying, "Hey, listen, you stole from me. I'm gonna kill you." So, the whole organization that she's a part of might not even be as tight knit as we may believe. They may have connections to Hydra. Like, who knows? They got this serum from someone.
I mean, I
And
thought that's a U.S. thing. Isn't that like isn't that our people thing? Like the government's thing. The
well,
government's got that.
when a big spoiler alert here, they do visit the original Black Captain America, um, Isaiah. I forget his last name. They do visit him, and it's mentioned that the experiments were done on him. So the serum could have been backwards engineered from him. So that's going to be a
That
big
oh
plot
yeah,
point in this.
oh yeah, that does make some sense. That's where they got it from. Because you know what, they were testing on something. But that's the thing. Like, where's the decades? Like, what's the decades of Captain America, Winter Soldier, Black Widow? Like these characters that somewhat got this serum. What
Black
years
Widow
are
never
they?
got the serum, dude.
Dude, Black Widow's got the serum, no?
No,
Okay, well, anyway,
she's just
She
a
was part of
trained
an
fighter.
assassination program, but
what I'm saying is like, but between the difference between Winter Soldier and Captain America, the year difference, because that's when in those years they were using that serum. You know what I'm
oh
saying? You know
yeah.
what I mean? Like, but where
Now
in
it
those,
wasn't the exact same one that Cap got. They tried to replicate it over the years. In the MCU, even what was done to Banner, the Incredible Hulk, was an offshoot of Thaddeus Ross trying to figure out how to reverse the super soldier serum. So this is something that's been occurring throughout the years. In one iteration or another, they figured out how to do something similar, not exactly the same one that Captain America got, but something similar that heightens your abilities. And this is what's going around now. I think this is what is going to be a central theme of
yeah,
Falcon and Winter Soldier.
because
It's not
there's gotta be people that this guy is generally fighting and that could generally give him some kind of, because he got to be able to fight somebody that's got to be able to do something back. You know what I mean? You
I
give
well
him regular.
I say like think deeper than that. It's because Falcon and Winter Soldier have such a connection to Captain America, his legacy and who he was. So this is gonna have to be something in line with, they're coming to terms with fighting villains who have similar abilities, and they may have similar abilities, but they don't have the same ideals that Captain America embodied. So
No.
that's going to be a centralized theme there. You're going to be seeing a lot of racial overtones. Is the world, or is America
Okay.
ready for a black Captain America? Things like that. Redemption, because Bucky is still very much blaming himself
Oh
in
yeah.
the second episode when he's having that therapy session, which is hilarious, by the way, between him and Sam. He goes on to say that Sam giving up the shield makes him think, because Captain America saw something in Sam. That's why he gave him the shield. And Sam doubting himself and giving that shield up is making Bucky like, well, if he thought you were good enough to get the shield, but you gave it up, so you're not good enough. So if Cap was wrong about you, is he wrong about me leaving my past behind? So we have Bucky, he's very much still battling his demons. We see that a lot in the first episode where you see that flashback with him as Winter Soldier. And
He's
I'm
righting his wrongs in the book.
he's trying to right his wrongs. He has a book
Make
that's very
amends.
similar to the Cap's book in what was it, Winter Soldier. And I think just that there's gonna be a big redemption arc with the Winter Soldier. And I think just leaving that moniker behind, I think he's not gonna be Winter Soldier no more. He's just probably just gonna be straight Bucky.
Oh yeah, he's Bucky. He's back to being Bucky, but I don't feel like this dude until I see him start kicking some ass. I'm not even considering that dude anything near Winter Soldier because he's really just a straight out. He's this nobody right now. This guy's
He
not,
seems
he's not doing
clumsy.
shit.
He seems clumsy,
Yeah,
like he's rusty.
Yeah,
yeah,
very rusty.
that's a very good way of saying it. He seems very rusty.
Very
He
rusty.
doesn't seem like the fighter he was in Winter Soldier. He's getting his ass handed to him.
And,
I love the banter between him and Sam.
that's
Like Sam's like, he's
and
like, yo,
that's
that
what
little
me and
girl
Mike
kicked your ass.
That's what me and Mike were just talking about too. We were saying, I feel like when he was Winter Soldier, he was brainwashed as a mission and completed. So he didn't have anything to hold back on. So it's just go, and he just did anything he could to get it done. So where like now
That's very
he's
true.
second guessing himself, like, oh, I'm not allowed to hurt people. I have to be nice, and
Because like I
so
was saying, what I was saying to Anthony was that if he was by himself and this was the Winter Soldier, he would have knocked everybody out. Those people wouldn't have gotten as far as they got with this guy. This guy would have been like, he
Would he though?
snipered like half of them.
But yeah, exactly. But although like you're up like 6 to 8 super soldier like strength,
dude, this
heavy,
guy
like-
was this.
All
But
right.
he was.
But
He's got the arm that makes him a little more stronger too, though.
listen,
You know what I mean?
dial it back to Civil War. In that movie, they showed him facing other Winter Soldier candidates, right? Other super soldiers, and he got his ass kicked in a few of those scenes. Bucky is a good fighter, but I don't think we've seen Bucky reach his full potential yet. And this is going to be exploration of character for Sam as well as Bucky. You're going to see them grow. Essentially, to me, I don't see it just as Falcon taking up the mantle of Captain America. It's a combined effort. It's going to be, both of them stepping into new roles. I'm not saying that Bucky's going to be, Captain America as well, but this is really him becoming a superhero. This is not him being an assassin who's fighting along with the superheroes, a character of circumstances. This is going to be him stepping into a role like, I got abilities and I got to do everything I can with these abilities. Don't be surprised in the next Avengers movie. He's one of the Avengers that, he's officially an Avenger now. And I'm dying to see that. I love to see that.
I
And on
want to
top of
see
that,
him.
I don't want to see Sam without Bucky. They have such a cool character dynamic, the back and forth. And it's
The Odd
hilarious.
Couple. It's like an Odd Couple kind of thing.
It's the Odd Couple. It's good cop, bad cop. It's a buddy cop show as well. And where they are right now is not going to be where they are going to be at the end of the show. Obviously, I think this is going to really cement that friendship between them.
And they kept talking. We could like separate ways. Oh, I can't wait. Like they're not separating ways anytime. It is never. These guys are never going to separate ways.
Nah, that's not going to happen.
This is the best friend. This is a best friend arc, right?
Yeah, they're gonna become best friends. And like, all right, like that whole scene with them sneaking into the warehouse, that the entire scene, like, it's hilarious. Yeah. They're just like this back and forth between each other, and they got that comedy role down pat. So that's gonna be so cool. Like seeing more of that.
I really feel like they did not elaborate on that fight scene though. That fight scene, they really just got their ass handed to them. No, if it wasn't for those two dudes that came through, they would have. It's like I feel like one of them would have they should have died.
I didn't like that they came in. I didn't like that all of a sudden the fucking shield comes on and you see this guy. I'm like, oh come on, this fucking guy.
It's not Captain America, man. It's not the shield. Not the right guy.
It's the bootleg Cap and Falcon.
That's
like,
a sign of good storytelling when you're seeing characters and you're getting like these bursts of emotion. It's like when I saw him, I'm like, this is fucking dick, and the other guy's like, I'm Battlestar. It's like,
yo,
I
was like laughing.
I felt like Bucky. Like I wanted to get out the car.
Bucky's like, stop the truck.
Yeah, like
Stop.
that was me.
No.
I was like, nah,
I'm done.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah. I felt like I felt that emotion right there when he said that name. He was like, "Oh, that's it. Stop the truck." he's like, get me the fuck out of here. I can't talk to this guy no
Or
more.
even with Sam, when he's talking to Sam, he's like, listen, we can do this together. I need you. I just need he didn't call Sam his sidekick. What do you call him?
Oh, his
He's like-
right wing. His right wing.
Right hand man or something like that.
No, right wing. His right wing. He said his right wing.
And Sam was like, it's always the end, it's always the last sentence.
It's always that last thing you say that kind of ends the conversation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it was like, listen, first of all, bitch, my name is on the show, not yours. This is not the John Walker show, right?
You know what I mean?
Put some respect on my name, Black Falcon.
Yo,
That part was funny. That part was
Yeah,
funny
Black
too.
kid.
Yeah. He's
Yo,
like, "Are you
that's
black
a fucking
kid?" He
black
goes,
kid.
"What? No." He's like, "I got him, didn't I?"
Oh man.
It's like
But that tells you
I
the
wonder, like, was that
connection.
ad lib or because
Yo, I
flowed
like
so
that
perfectly.
connection though that he has. Like that connection that Falcon has with people. You know what I mean? He's got that, like, even with kids, especially kids, he's got that connection. Like he could be like that guy, that nice guy you want to talk to. You know what I mean? He's got that good connection, good people skills. And I was like, he just jokes around like this kid doesn't even know. And he
He's
just
got
joked
like
around
that
with
cool
this kid.
swagger, like just-
Yeah, he got like that.
he's wholesome. That's what it is. There's a quality to him that he's very likable.
And like Mackie did a good job. Does a
Yeah,
good
like
job.
Anthony Mackie, like as an actor, like I've seen him. We grew up watching him and stuff. Like to me, he's Papa Doc. Like and just like
Yeah.
seeing that swagger translate to the character, and he's portraying Sam as this very wholesome, down to earth guy, very relatable. He has family issues as well. He's reconnecting with his sister behind the scenes. Those behind the scenes family moments are just as interesting as the action points in the show. And I want to see more of that. I want to see more of that character development.
Yeah, 'cause
Because
more
at the
of,
end
like,
of the
you know,
day-
life struggle, like what happened
Yeah.
to those people that came back? They just appeared out of nowhere. We only
Yeah,
seen what
exactly.
2, and then a bunch of kids.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They got to really elaborate on the blip. They got to, and this is a good way to do it. I agree with that.
This is something that's going to be in the Marvel universe like forever now. So it's cool that they're fleshing out. Like we got a chance to see it in Spider-Man, but it was kind of jokey in a way. WandaVision really showed the serious part of it, and it
Yeah.
looks like Falcon Winter Soldier is going to continue that trend. That this is something that is very unfortunate that happened.
I think all
And
these
a lot of people-
series, I think all
Yeah.
these series are gonna be like that. Like because I think maybe they're gonna take place almost all at the same time. Like this
Yeah.
is 6 months after, where WandaVision was a month after.
So
And
I
WandaVision
wonder.
was supposed to be 4th. Well,
Yeah.
I guess in the series, I guess 3rd, because they're counting Black Widow.
Yeah, Black
and then
Widow.
WandaVision, but
Hey, where is she
Alright.
at? Because that's a prequel, no?
Black Widow,
she did.
she dead.
No, I know, but that's a prequel. Her movie. No.
Um, So I read the description of that, and it said following the events before Endgame.
So it takes
So
place
maybe-
between Infinity War and Endgame. Which
That's
is
what
like-
I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. And she's thinking like, okay, so after Infinity War,
Isn't that like
she
5
goes
years?
back home, and see what's going on at home,
Isn't
and
that
then that's where you get like her full backstory and shit.
Yeah.
Isn't like after Infinity War? It's like about what, like 5 years or something.
5
It's
years.
years later, right?
Yeah, from here on out, we're just gonna be dealing with the effects of those 5 years.
I just think
Which is
those
cool.
that 5 years now in the MCU, it's like 2023, 2024 instead of 2021
Current time, yeah.
because it's 5 years later. So now
So not
everything is
only
taking
did
place in
Not
the
only
future.
did they get blip, they had to deal with Corona as well. So that's crazy.
Did
Right.
they establish that there? I don't think
Nah,
they
it's
established
nah. When I watch my comic book movies and my sci-fi, I don't want to be reminded of it.
that. I agree with you.
I go outside to be reminded of that crap. Like if I want to watch Falcon Winter Soldier, I don't want to see them with face mask.
Yeah, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I mean, I get it. They maybe have to do that on set, but to keep it off of screen,
Yeah.
I agree with.
All right. So overall, like, what are your guys' thoughts so far on the first 2 episodes?
I might the first episode I didn't care much for, except for the like couple scenes here and there, but I feel like the second one is really starting to elaborate on where they're going, and that is giving me more interest to the show. you know, and because they're elaborating more on certain things and they're elaborating, okay, this is where it's going. All right, this is the character they're building up. I'm excited for the next few episodes to come up. You know, I'm excited to see where it's going to go.
Yeah, the first episode I was watching it and I was like, this is not what I thought it would be. Like, it didn't seem like it would be like this, but I get it. It was trying to figure out, you know, what's going on, you know, on each end, and then they'll eventually, some common goal will bring them together, which is the shield, and then now the mission, and it's going to lead into everything else now. So that was pretty cool. And then the second episode, they got together, and it's exactly what I was hoping it would be. Funny, you know, action buddy cop type of thing in the MCU.
Yeah, so far, I'm happy with everything that's going on. Looking forward to seeing more Falcon and Winter Soldier together. Very interested to see how they got the shield. I mean, Bucky even hinted at it. Let's just steal it. Like,
He's such a criminal. He's such a criminal.
yeah, he's like, let's just take it. So yeah, I'm happy. I want to see the direction they go in. I'm interested to see who else they bring into the fold. Zemo was briefly seen at the very end.
Yeah, they're
Want
going
to
to go
see
see
who
this
else.
guy. I want to see what's going to come up with that.
Apparently they go to Madripoor, which is a place in the X-Men comics.
Yes. So supposedly, yeah, they'll be heading out there somewhere in China. They're gonna check that out. Madripoor has a lot to do with magic, if I'm not mistaken, as well, and maybe even Shang-Chi might be terribly misquoted on that. But yeah, also I heard that it's either hinted at or they might even show that Taskmaster is the one who has been training John Walker. So just something that I read. Who knows?
In his 72 hours of having the shield.
I know, right?
That, you know what? That's
a big gap, bro. That's a plot hole right there. I'm surprised they did that, but
I like that. If they put in Taskmaster, I like that. That's a nice way to introduce that character.
But that's the thing.
Taskmaster is what happens in Black Widow. We have to see what happens with Taskmaster because
Taskmaster is the baddie in Black Widow. So if he shows up in this show, then that suggests that Taskmaster survives. Mm-hmm. So, you know, we'll see what happens. Maybe it's another character taking up the mantle of Taskmaster. We don't know. It would be cool to see.
He's got abilities. Taskmaster's got abilities. He's able to mimic almost any fighting style.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like almost any fighting style.
Which is dope. I'm dying to like this is about to turn to the Black Widow talk. But like I'm dying to see that movie, which I'm happy that is being released in theaters and Disney Plus.
July 9th.
I got no problem forking over money for that.
That's the next part, right? That's the next stage we're going at. That's the next one, right? The next movie.
That's the next movie that's coming out.
When are we talking? June?
July 9th.
July 9th. So
is something coming in between that?
No,
this is only because Winter Soldier is only 6 episodes, no?
Winter Soldier, probably I think
Loki,
Legends, and then probably like a making behind the scenes Winter Soldier thing, assembled, and then Loki.
Okay.
Loki starts when?
June 11th, I believe.
Okay.
So in between. All right. So that's cool.
You know what? The thing about Loki, you could throw in Loki anywhere because that guy's gonna be jumping through time anyway. So.
Yeah. So like from what I'm hearing is the general idea behind Loki is he's going to be correcting certain instances within just like the timeline. Certain events he's going to show up, but I'm not sure if it pertains just to superhero events or just like publicly world known events, like, you know, maybe the JFK assassination, you know, things like that.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing him actually appear in the Winter Soldier somewhere, but not as himself at first. You know, like as somebody else, and then like he walks away, and it's all of a sudden it's like, oh,
he does a Martian Manhunter.
Yeah, he does like exactly.
He turns into Martha.
Exactly. You know what I mean? No, not Martha, but like, you know what I mean? Like he's somebody.
It was Loki all along.
Yeah, exactly. To mess up something in the story, like, you know, in the storyline of Winter Soldier and Falcon, something like that. I wouldn't mind seeing that.
Listen, man, Loki is a fuck up, and he's very into mischief. So if he's not doing something to be a dick, whatever good intention he's doing is it runs afoul.
Yeah, I think somewhere in between all these shows, something is gonna connect something. I think this is supposed to connect to 3 other MCU projects. Movies, TV shows, I don't know, but
This is what I'm still trying
Well,
to
yeah,
figure
like-
out. Like so far, what is this is connecting to? You know, it's not really connecting to anything except it's
Yes.
just
Yes.
what,
Well,
exactly.
it has to stand on its own, first of all. So the first 2 episodes, maybe the third, they're going to be, just establishing the plot and setting it up. But you're going to see Nas and other things. We already saw Rhodey in the first episode.
Hey, that's
Again,
the woman.
that's probably one connection and he said, "I'll be back," or "I'll see you later," or something
Well,
like
that
that. So
that
he
goes
might
to the
he might come back.
what's the series with him in again? That's that robot one.
Armor Wars
Armor Wars.
Yes. What is that a movie or is that a series?
Series.
series.
So
I hope they throw a notch in there to Iron Man somewhere because he's the beginning to that. He's the start of
of
that.
course, like, that's going to have Tony Stark's name all over it, even if he's not there. I wouldn't even be surprised if a hologram of Tony Stark shows up at some point. Just for kicks, a little nod to the fans.
And even what's his name? Justin Hammer.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna come back.
Which is cool because I like this character.
Yeah,
Who's
he,
he again?
he was a little douche, but he was
Yeah, he played the douchey role well. Like,
from Iron Man 2, the guy who tried to make his own Iron Man stuff, and
pretty
then,
much the dude who pimped out the War Machine. He had
he made War
okay,
Machine.
okay,
War
okay.
he had
Machine.
his little that little missile thing that didn't that failed.
Yeah. Oh,
He
you
didn't
mean
do
that,
anything.
that huge like tank-like suit? The guy with the huge tank-like suit. Yeah. Okay.
No.
No, not the first one.
He was the guy. He owned Hammer Industries. He was the guy with the glasses, and he was like, he's the one who took the War Machine.
Oh yeah. Okay.
He was asking Rhodey. He's like, he showed him all the weapons, and he was like, "What are we gonna put in this?" And Rhodey was like, "Everything."
Oh yeah. Okay, I know you're talking about. Okay. Yeah, that was kind of cool to see Rhodey in there too. But Rhodey didn't seemed like he didn't give a fuck by anything other than like he's missing Tony. Look like that's all it looking like. He's
Yeah,
missing,
I mean, this is just taking place a scant 6 months after Endgame, so a lot of them are still reeling and dealing with the loss of friends, people
they
that they thought
lost
dead
two.
coming back.
They lost 2 of them. Like that's crazy that they pretty much lost Cap and Iron Man. Like 2 leads in the.
If you think about it, 6 months later, we still don't even know the state of the Avengers. Are they Avengers? But we don't know. Like, Sam alludes to being outside of the law because when he's talking to John Walker, he's like, we should team up. And when he's walking away with Bucky, he's like, listen, you have accords that you have to listen to. You have rules of engagement that you have. We operate outside of that, so it doesn't make any sense for us to work with.
They're free agents. They said, yeah.
He said we're free agents. So like, what does that mean? Like, are they still Avengers? Is that still a thing? Like, is that something that they explore in this show?
Yeah, because he was working with the military, wasn't he?
He does he said he has contracts with them, but that doesn't necessarily mean he is.
Is that kid Red Wing? Is that Red Wing?
No,
He does
No,
take up the Falcon mantle, doesn't he? Though.
Yeah, he does. In the comics, he does take up the Falcon mantle at some point.
Okay. Red Wing is that little thing, right? That little robot.
Yeah.
The one that they broke, and right away Bucky was like, "I always wanted to do that."
Yeah.
Oh man.
But yeah, can't wait till next Friday. Like, I got my Fridays back now. Friday, Thursday, not Thursday, but Friday, early morning. Gotta get my fix.
Yeah, no, it's definitely worth watching. Definitely worth watching. So
Yeah.
it gives everybody something to do on Friday for a little while.
And yeah, so that is it for our quick roundup on our thoughts, episodes 1 and 2. Yeah, see you next week for episode 3. I'm hoping some more reveals are happening, more characters introduced. I know we're gonna get Zemo, and yeah.
Yeah, with Zima and Hydra, let's go see where they gotta go with that.
Hell Hydra. And then